Hi, it's Jansen from VMO. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the new Seadra Tough Taper. Okay, so the leaders themselves aren't new, but the breaking strains are. I'm going to tell you why that makes me very excited. So to the best of my knowledge, I don't think there's anyone else out there making a tapered shock leader that's this heavy. Most tapered shock leaders are for use on continental outfits with light lines, lighter leads, longer rods, you know, the kind of thing. But this is a shock leader that I can use for UK fishing and one particular type of fishing that I like to do, tope fishing. So I've used a multiplier reel for the last 30 years, but as some of you might know, I've recently gone back onto using a fixed spool reel. I just love using the fixed spool, its simplicity, really easy reel to use. But in the case of shock leader, it's important to use a tapered shock leader. Now, tapered shock leaders that are currently on the market usually top out at around 70 or 80 pound. This means that the thickness of them is not ideal. When you're dealing with fish such as tope, they've got a very abrasive skin and they can damage the shock leader quite easily. I've had a few fish now which have rolled in the line and, you know, really skagged it. So yeah, these now are available up to 0.9 millimeters. So that's a good thick leader line. That's the kind of thing that I would be using if I was using a parallel leader on my multiplier reels. I'd be using a 0.9 millimeter 100 pound. So let's take a look at what we've actually got on the spool. So these are available in clear. Now, what I like about these when I first looked at them, okay, I'm going to pull some of this off, and it's a job to see on the camera, but you'll see how curly the line is when you first take it off, which is the case with any line that you pull off of a spool. You can see it just wants to curl. It's retained some of the memory from the spool. But look what happens if we give it a good stretch. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Supple line. Just lays limp, which is perfect. And this is what you want from a shock leader. So we've started off at this end at 0.43 millimeters, so there's not really any need to trim that back. I possibly would do, just ever so slightly, so that you're tying your shock leader onto a thickness which is probably more akin to, say, 30 pound breaking strain. But what a lovely, supple, smooth material, and it's still got a degree of hardness to it. So nice and easy to knot. But when we get down to the thicker end, if I pull a few meters off, you'll see that even though where it's just come off the spool, it's still trying to retain that curl. If I give it a good pull, look at that, beautiful, supple, silky smooth, but still hard. It's still a good abrasion resistant shock leader. So for me, when it came to making the change from multiplier to fixed spool, the only limitation being that I couldn't use those reels for tope fishing, that's now changed. I've got a tapered shock leader, which is going to stand up to the skin of the fish just as well as any parallel shock leader. Absolutely perfect. So that was a tackle talk on the all-new breaking strain in the Seadra Tough Tapered shock leader. If you're into your fixed spool fishing and you enjoy using a tapered shock leader but wanted something a bit heavier for those bigger species of fish, this is very much it. I'll stick a link in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you again.